Well, hi, everyone. Today I want to talk about supplementation for health and performance and the various considerations to think about. But before we get started, I need to make an important disclaimer. Will is not a physician or a dietitian, and neither am I. We both hold NASM personal trainer credentials, and as such, we are allowed to educate and inform you on peer-reviewed research regarding various supplements, but you really should seek the advice of your doctor or a dietitian, especially if you are taking any medications. With that being said, let's jump into the fascinating world of supplements. A quick reminder, as we have discussed in the past, there are four of primary focus supporting longevity. They are sleep, stress management, diet or nutrition, exercise, and to a lesser extent, but also important, being supplements. So that's what we are discussing today. And then next, I wanted to give you a little history of vitamins. Ayurvedic medicine and supplementation originated in India as early as 6000 BC, and Roman gladiators were known to consume recovery compounds at around 300 BC. But the modern day supplement industry originated in the 1940s with a vitamin company called Nutrilite out of California, and their products are still sold by Amway today. So what do we need or use supplements for? In a nutshell, to supplement deficiencies to support our health, performance, and other attributes. A recent survey reports that 75% of adults in the US use at least one dietary supplement for purposes from weight management, immune system, energy, as well as bone, heart, and joint health. The most common supplement is the multivitamin, which contains 10 or more vitamins, minerals, or both. Some supplements provide what's referred to as essential nutrients. What the heck does that mean? Essential nutrients are required for normal body function, and they cannot be made by the body, or else they are made in too small of an amount, and therefore must be provided from the diet. Some sources say there are as many as 90 essential nutrients that we need on a daily basis. That's a lot to supplement. But fear not, here is some good news. According to Harvard Medical School, the best way to get the nutrients you need is from food. Okay, end of presentation. Just kidding. A balanced diet containing plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, eggs, nuts, seeds, and things like fish and lean meats, especially nutrient-dense foods, which means a lot of vitamins per calorie, should collectively meet the body's needs. I found a neat visual that I want to share with you that kind of is a reminder of the power of choosing colors. And as you can kind of vaguely see here, the various colors of our fruits and vegetables are going to source our various vitamins. And so simply by having a perspective of adding colors to your diet, you're going to go a long way towards meeting your nutrient needs. So why consider supplementation? The general answer is to be sure your basic nutritional needs are covered, kind of like nutrient insurance. A more specific reason is to help fulfill a known deficiency that you in particular need for your health or performance. How might someone become aware of nutrient deficiencies? There are tests, including blood tests, that you can work with your primary doctor to order, and I've done some of that, like vitamin D. Or in addition, there are at-home micronutrient tests that can cost anywhere from $65 on up. So anyway, now let's get to the nutrient-dense version of the meat and potatoes of our show, and that is to discuss the supplements that Mr. Alan Aragon shared in his recent Zoom interview with me. So I'm going to post this later, but I made a chart that we're going to go through quickly of all of Alan's vitamins and supplements, and then also the Recomp Blueprints additional things to consider. So we'll refer to this again, and we're going to go through it now. And just so you know, I don't think I pointed this out yet, my Zoom background is actually a picture from Alan Aragon's kitchen showing us all the current supplementation that we're going to discuss. So let's do that. So Alan's primary diet is focused on 1 gram of protein per pound of target body weight, and it's dosed evenly across his day. And I want to mention this too, and he talked about this in our interview we did with him. As for his food and nutrient categories, he shared with us a cool mnemonic, and this will make you laugh. It's called Meg's Fabulous Figure Stopped Missing Fruit. And he created each one of those words represents a food or nutrition category. So meat, fat, fibrous vegetables, starches, milk, which contains the protein, and then fruit. So anyway, I wanted to make sure I made mention of that, but let's go through his list of supplements real quick here. So first one is omega-3 fish oil. It's the third most used dietary supplement. It's one of the more thoroughly researched supplements. It helps prevent cardiovascular disease in doing things like reducing triglycerides and raising HDL. It reduces inflammation, supports brain health, and even eye health. The key contents are a couple acronyms, which I'm not going to be able to pronounce, but I will use the acronyms EPA and DHA. And then for those folks which are vegetarian, an alternative source of omega-3 fatty acids would be ALA, and that's a plant source of omega-3. But do note that only about 15% of ALA converts into EPA. So that's an important note. The foods which give us omega-3 oils, I'll list out real quick. So the primary one is fatty fishes, which is salmon. You'll also find it in things like cod liver oil, oysters, sardines, anchovies, caviar, pasteurized eggs. On the plant side, you will find some in algae, flaxseed, chia seeds, walnuts, soybeans, spinach, and Brussels sprouts. So Alan commented that he doesn't always consume the fatty fish during the week that he is otherwise required for a healthy omega-3 levels. And so that's why he chooses to supplement with that vitamin. Next, we're going to discuss vitamin D, and you guys have heard this before. It's known as the sunshine vitamin. It's a fat-soluble vitamin, meaning it's stored in our fat tissue instead of water. It's naturally produced in the skin when exposed to ultraviolet sunlight. So it's not abundant in food. So it is a commonly used supplement. It helps the body absorb and retain calcium, which is critical for building bones. Also shown to reduce cancer cell growth and reduce inflammation. Alan states that he doesn't get the amount of sun that he would like to, and D is not abundant in the diet. There are a few foods that will give us vitamin D. Included would be, again, salmon, eggs, and then I found out by reading and studying the bottle in my fridge, but almond milk that does too, and that's really cool. I checked and it gives 25% of the RDA of vitamin D. One of the primary vegetarian choices for vitamin D would be shiitake mushrooms. I did want to just real briefly give you a note on deficiencies and also over supplementing. Vitamin D is one of my recommended 5 biomarkers of longevity that I do every 6 months. And when I first measured it in February of this year, I was shocked how high it was. I was actually getting plenty of sunshine in my daily park walks, eating my salmon 2 times a week, a daily handful of mixed nuts, enjoying my almond milk, etc. And as a result, I determined I don't need to supplement for my vitamin D. My August reading dropped to an optimal level after I figured that out. So that's just a plea to consider the slogan, test, don't guess, and one that every one of us has different needs. So just kind of keep that reminder in the back of your mind. Next, let's discuss magnesium. Magnesium is known as a macro mineral, and macro meaning it's required in large quantities. It promotes physical relaxation, reducing muscle tension. It lowers blood pressure, and about 50% of Americans are deficient in magnesium. The most rich sources of food would include greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Adequate levels are also helping as an aid with improved sleep. Okay, so now we're going to talk about vitamin C, which is on Alan's list. Vitamin C is an antioxidant which helps protect the cells from free radicals, which play a role in heart disease. It's also necessary for growth and repair of all body tissues. It helps strengthen our immune system, and it helps prevent iron deficiency. And if that weren't enough, it also protects your memory and thinking as you age. It's found in many fruits and vegetables. And just so you know, it's also found in many multivitamins. And we'll discuss that just more in a little bit on how to read our labels. Alan also likes using collagen protein powder. The combination of collagen with vitamin C aids with skin health, bone healing, and joint health. So it's going to improve the elasticity and hydration of our skin, produce denser, less brittle bones, and so on. So C is essential for the synthesis of collagen. Now, what is collagen as a reminder? It's a structural protein in the body's connective tissue. It accounts for up to 35% of our total protein. And our collagen reduces with age, and it's the characteristic hallmark is, the deeper wrinkles. But of course, we know it's not just a vanity supplement. So last on Alan's go-to list is the one called creatine monohydrate. Creatine is a molecule made from amino acids, and it's used to facilitate adenosine triphosphate. That is a famous acronym called ATP. This is the source of energy that we use at the cellular level. So creatine improves our resistance training capacity, it improves our strength and power, and it improves our muscle mass. It's a supplement staple for muscle health. So this is really an important one that you need to take note on. One of the most effective supplements for exercise performance is creatine monohydrate. It has an excellent safety record. So I just throw a scoop in my coffee every morning, and 5 grams, and that's sufficient for your needs for the day. So as we kind of gave a peek at, this is again Alan's list, and we kind of went through those, and now we're going to look at the extra ones. So Will endorses all of the Alan list items, but he's got a couple other ones that we want to go through with you real quick. Okay, there again are garlic, green tea extract, decaf, glutamine, and zinc. Now, garlic is good for arterial health and muscular performance. It helps us release nitric oxide and supplies more oxygen to the working muscles. And I really enjoy, I believe in this one, I'm taking it myself. So I'm following Will's protocol there. The next one is decaf green tea extract. Now this one is an antioxidant and it reduces oxidative stress. It helps lower our triglycerides. It protects our brain cells and increases brain function. And a big one is it helps us with burning fat. So it improves fat breakdown. And there too, I have this one and I take this one in my morning mix, and I believe in its benefits. We'll also list glutamine. So this is the most abundant amino acid in our body, and it helps make proteins for muscle tissue, and it supports our immune system. And then zinc. Zinc helps metabolism and blood sugar levels. It also improves the immune response, and it's required for protein synthesis. So all these specifically are helpful for body recomp pursuits, and so that's why Will has them on his website. So that concludes kind of the notes around specific vitamin ideas, and I want to close with some additional thoughts and considerations for you. So first is to compare your supplement ingredients. So if you're taking a few things, go ahead and look at those labels. So you might be getting a particular vitamin or mineral from a different source unintentionally, or and as a result, kind of over supplementing. So for me, like my green tea contains vitamin C. It has 67% of the RDA of vitamin C. So that's important for me to know, and I probably won't need to take a vitamin C supplement in addition when you consider multivitamins and my green tea. So anyway, the next thing I want to tell you is that there are symbols that you can see on your vitamin bottles that will help you understand quality and purity standards. So one is called GMP. You probably heard of that one. It stands for Good Manufacturing Process. This means that the company follows the Food and Drug Administration guidelines on process, personnel, and equipment used. You can also look for third-party verified stickers. One of the famous seals is called NSF, and you'll see that on many bottles. This stands for the National Sanitation Foundation. And then a third robust certification is called USP, and that stands for US, or United States Pharmacopoeia, which gives us assurance of that the ingredients are as they are declared. Point two that I wanted to make, and this is kind of piggybacking off of a recent Zoom call I did on gut health, and Dr. Gabrielle Fondaro's, our gut health PhD specialist, she reminds us that probiotic supplements really aren't indicated or necessary for the otherwise healthy person, but they absolutely can be helpful if you're dealing with a specific GI condition, as some of my friends are and do take probiotics, and they do very, very much help. My third point is be an informed consumer. So if you're curious about something that you see on Instagram or from a friend or that you read on the news, try Googling the vitamin name or kind, and then the word PubMed, P-U-B-M-E-D. And I learned this research technique from Alan Aragon, who of course is the quintessential scientific method researcher. So for instance, we got a Recomp client question asking about thermogenic supplements for appetite control and whether they are effective. So I did a quick and easy PubMed search, and I did Thermogenics PubMed in Google, and I showed that there appears to be limited benefits of this supplement. So you should be doing that too. If you find something that you're curious about taking, go ahead and see what the science says. And then my fourth and last point to make with supplements, and you guys know this, is there's no magic pill to solve for the hard work that we need to do with our nutrient-dense foods and our intelligent training exercises. So I have discussed a sales pitch for covering some of the important possible nutrient deficiencies, but every one of us has the completely different compositions and requirements, and the burden is really on you and your doctor to discuss and implement. You decide what's right for you. If you circle back to the pillars of longevity, taking care of your sleep, stress management, exercise, and nutrition should you leave you in a great position to consider some optimization with supplements. Thank you for watching today. I appreciate it.